So we talked about how to make a very simple window, how to fill it with a color, and how to get different events that happens inside our program. And after that, we program to actually close our window using the close button. So now we actually want to print something inside our window, like a circle that is going to be uh, used as a target. So we actually want to, after filling our window, we actually want to draw something, and by calling pygame.draw dot whatever we want. For example, here we want a circle. We want a circle to actually be used as our target. So very first thing that we want to pass through is the surface that is going to appear on it. In this case, we want our target to be in our window surface. Because of that, I'm just gonna pass our window. After that, we need to uh, get its color. So I'm gonna say red here. After that, the very position of our circle's center. For example, 200 and 200, and finally the radius. Here I'm gonna say 50. Okay, so now if we run our program, we have to, yes, we get a red circle here. A very important note to take here is the Pygame coordinates actually start from very top left. So here would be our 0, 0, here would be our 200, 0, and here is 200, 200. Our x is normal, but our y is actually reversed. So, and yeah, after that, we want to actually get the event to check whenever our player actually clicks. So, by saying if event dot type was equal to pygame dot mouse button down. What it means is that here we get every event for that frame. After that, we check if it's going to close, and if it wasn't for closing our program, we check if the type of our uh, event is going to be any mouse button that is going to be clicked. So whenever I click my mouse, our event type is actually equal to the value pygame.mouse button down. After that, I want to uh, let's just print our events to actually learn better. So basically, what had happened, let me just run it. I'm here, I'm just gonna click, and as you can see, whenever I click, I get a event message. So each event has different key values, and here I want to actually check just for left click, right? We got three different kind of clicks: left click, right click, and scroll, right? Left is going to be, the value is going to be 1, right is 3, and the scroll button is going to be 2. Okay, and after that we also check if our event dot button was equal to 1. We're gonna do something, right? Now we can actually detect whenever our player clicks. So after that, we also want to see if there is a uh, collision between where our player clicked and where target is actually placed. And after that, I'm gonna make a new variable called put position, right? I'm just gonna say POS, right? And I'm gonna assign it to PyGame. We can actually use our event again, right? We can say event dot position, okay? And here we can actually get the position of our mouse and our cursor. And after that, we're also gonna check if there is, I'm just gonna comment it, check if there is any collision with our target. Okay, so if you want to do this, we actually need to make a object, not just draw it. So I'm gonna, here we just draw our circle. I'm gonna make it an object called target is going to be equal to our pygame.draw. And after that, we want to see if our target, if our target dot collide point with our position, which was our problem, just say you clicked it. So what we're doing here is we check if the player pressed any mouse button. After that, we check what mouse button he clicked, and if it was left click, we're gonna pass, we're gonna go through. After that, we check for our position of our mouse, and we assign it to a variable called position. After that, we check if our target, which was our circle that we draw earlier, had any collision point with an argument that we pass through the function collide point, right? If there was any collision, we actually can print this sentence as easy as it gets. So let's just check. As you can see, I'm clicking and nothing is happening. But as soon as I click inside this target, it's just gonna say you clicked it, right? Okay. Now everything is ready, and we only need to actually, after that we clicked our very initial circle and target, we need to firstly remove it, and after that make a new circle in a completely random direction. So instead of doing this, first I'm gonna clear our windows using window.fill using our background color, right? After that, I'm gonna make a new target. I'm just gonna copy this, draw a new target, right? But there is a difference here. We want our target to get a very random position every time, and I'm just gonna say random position, right? Or random center. And here I'm just gonna import the random library to actually get some random numbers, to generate random numbers. And here I'm gonna say random center is going to be equal to a list, and I'm gonna call random. This function actually gives us a float between 0 and 1, and it cannot be equal to 1, right? I'm gonna make two of these. but we don't want just numbers between 0 and 1. We actually want to multiply them by a number. Initially we can say multiply it by 500 and 500, but by doing that sometimes, let me just demonstrate it. Sometimes our center would be, for example, 500 0, and the center would be here, and that is going to cause some problem because we only can see a very small part of our circle. So we're going to program it that the center is not going to be uh, greater than 450 in each side and not less than 50, because it's gonna stick from other way. Okay, we can do that later on. We actually do this, we get a random center. We can also set this to be our very initial target. We can also do that. And if I just run this, we actually get a problem, get an error, not an error, but it's going to cause some problem. And the reason is that we actually draw these, but we are not actually updating our frame, updating our window. And as you can remember, there is a way to actually do that, and that is pygame.display.flip. For each while loop, which also means for each frame, we actually update our display. Uh, if I run this, we actually get a fully functional game training application, aim training, I'm sorry. Huh, there is a problem. Mm, oh, that's a problem. We actually just get a random. Where was a random? We only called it once, and it's gonna cause some problem. I'm gonna cut this, and after that, whenever we actually get a collision, now we actually uh, call a function, because at that point, because the random function wasn't inside our while loop, it just the program just called it once and we get a fixed random number. But we want to get a new random number whenever we click our target, so it's going to work as well as it gets. And I'm just gonna also copy it for our very initial target, and now it should be running. Yes, as you can see, we have a fully functional aim training application. Hope you all enjoyed it, and stay tuned for future videos.